You just bought a new rigid air compressor. So what do you need to do to get started? First, you need to break it in. Locate the black drain valve in the back and open it by turning it to point downward. Pull on the large black knob, the pressure regulator knob located in the front, towards you to unlock it. And turn it counterclockwise all the way until you can't turn it anymore. Turn the air compressor on and leave it on for about 30 minutes. I've heard that doing this helps blow out any gunk or particles that may have gotten trapped inside the tank during manufacturing. Because the drain valve is open to let the air out, you see that the pressure in the tank is at 0 psi or pressure per inch. With a brand new air compressor, you should do this first before you start using it, but you only need to do it once. Now here's how to operate the air compressor. Turn the air compressor off. Close the drain valve, and then turn the air compressor back on. The pressure regulator knob was already turned counterclockwise all the way, and you'll see the air pressure in the tank begin to build up until it gets close to its max, which is 150 psi for this particular air compressor. Then the compressor will shut itself off. It'll automatically turn itself back on when the air pressure in the tank drops as you're using the air compressor. Now it's time to attach the air hose. The two steel parts at right angle to each other that you see on the right side are air outlets. So this compressor has not one but two outlets for plugging in your air hose, and you connect the hose to an outlet by simply pushing it into the coupler until it snaps in place. But to disconnect it, you have to pull back the sleeve of the coupler on the air compressor, which will release the hose to allow it to be pulled out. To connect the nailer to the other end of the hose, you have to pull back the sleeve of the coupler on the hose first, and while holding the sleeve in that position, attach the nailer. Once caught in the coupler, the quick connect will not come off unless you pull on the sleeve of the coupler. The last step is to use the pressure regulator knob to set the air pressure at the outlet. When the pressure regulator knob is turned fully in the counterclockwise direction, the outlet pressure is at 0 psi. When you turn the knob clockwise, the pressure at the outlet begins to increase. The more you turn clockwise, the higher the PSI. The PSI range that's appropriate for the nail gun or whatever tool you're using will be specified on the tool. The range for my nail gun is between 70 and 120 psi. I set the outlet pressure to 100 psi for most of my uses. Once the psi level has been set, you can push the knob back to lock it in place, although I don't always do that. Also, you should never use this air compressor at outlet pressure greater than 150 psi. Once you're done using the air compressor, here's what you need to do to keep it in good condition. Turn off the air compressor. Turn the pressure regulator knob counterclockwise all the way so that the outlet pressure is 0. Then disconnect the air hose. I always make sure that the outlet pressure is at 0 before I connect or disconnect the air hose so that I'm not dealing with air shooting out from the outlet at high pressure. Pull the ring on the brass safety valve to release the air. And let go when the pressure gauge for the tank reads about 20 psi. Then open the drain valve valve to drain the tank of not just air, but as you can see, the moisture inside the tank as well. This is very important to do because if you don't remove this moisture, it can cause the tank to start rusting on the inside. So I make sure to empty the tank after every use. Lastly, you should register your rigid air compressor and tools to get lifetime warranty, which I found out covers normal wear and tear. That's a great warranty.